and we claim all of that in the name of Jesus. Somebody say in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. While you all are standing, I want you to go to the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 25. The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 25. And this message will fit right in with what she was saying. We're going to go to verses 14 through 30. And we're going to read it quickly. If you're there, say amen. It reads, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and dig in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came, and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into thy joy of the Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee, that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which had 10 talents. For unto everyone that shall be given, he shall have abundance. From him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he had. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Amen. For this morning's topic, I want you to ask your neighbor, are you giving God a well done performance? Are you giving God a well done performance? You can have a seat. Well, this morning we thank God for all of our graduates. If you graduated this year, why don't you wave your hand if you graduated this year? Why don't you stand up if you're graduating this year? Amen. These are some of our graduates. Kirkland is not in here. Well, there he is. How could I miss him? Y'all stand up. These are our graduates on this year. We have a few more that are not here. But these are those that are faithfully here. Amen? Amen. David is at the prom right now, but we know David is faithful as well. And these are the young men that we're sending off to become men. Amen? To become men. Let's give them a hand clap. I don't have the announcements, but I know that Kirkland is on Friday, right? Kirkland's graduation is this coming Friday. David's is Friday at 2 p.m. Kirkland, what time is yours? 5. So you can go to 2. It's going to be at the same place because Pearland ISD will be at the same place. Where is it? NRG Stadium, in the big stadium. Bubby's will be on Saturday at 3 p.m. at NRG Center at 7 p.m. Segi at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. Segi, what day is yours? Oh, June 3rd, we got a little bit of time for him. So his will be the following weekend. Where at, Mama? At the Campbell Center off of Aldine Bender at 3:30. 4:30. My hearing is getting bad as I get older. My hearing, my eyes, all of that, but that's okay because I'm still going to give God the glory. Amen. Y'all can have a seat, boys. This morning, we're talking about giving God a well-done performance. In this text, we see that if you look at chapter 24, you'll see the disciples met with Jesus privately. After they had gone to him and Jesus had given a prophecy. And he said they want to show Jesus the buildings of the temple, so they're walking him around and showing him. And Jesus tells them at this time, there won't be a stone left. And so that puzzled them. So then they go to Jesus privately. This is in chapter 24. They go to him privately because they want to get an understanding of what Jesus is saying here. And Jesus, you'll find, starts teaching his disciples. Somebody open his mouth for me. He starts teaching his disciples, and he starts using parables. So that leads us to this parable in chapter 25. And as we read through it, we find out that the ability belonged to the servants, but the money belonged to the master. Amen? Does everybody agree with that? The ability belonged, as you study this parable and as you go through it, the ability belonged to the servants, but the money belonged to the master. I read this joke about an elderly lady. She had gone into the shopping. She had gone to buy grocery, and she filled her basket up, and she's going through the parking lot, and she gets to her car, and there's 4 men sitting in her car. So it startled her, and at the moment of her being shot, she pulled her handgun out of her purse. And she pulled it out on the guy. So all of a sudden the guy jumped out of the car and took off. Well, the lady, she went to stick her key in, and she recognized, this is not my car. I don't know about y'all, but you ever done that? You go up to somebody else's car thinking it's your car? No. Well, anyway, then she figures, well, let me get to my car. She got to her car, she put her grocery in, she went to the police department, and she started explaining to the policeman that, you know, I did this, and so the police officer's laughing. He's laughing, then he looks over, he says, ma'am, looked over there, to the 4 guys over there reporting that an old lady had pulled her gun out on them and hijacked their car. Well, she thought it was her car, but it really belonged to somebody else. We think we earned it. We think we work hard for it and it belongs to us, but truth is, it all belongs to God. Somebody say it all belongs to God. It is all for God. God entrusted us to put these things into good use for him, amen? Anybody putting yourself into use for God? This is what God is calling us to do. Put the monitors low. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. Whether you eat or drink or whatsoever you do all to the glory of God. Put the monitor really low.
It's all the way down.
Colossians 3 and 17 says, and whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by him. You see, again, we find Jesus, he's privately teaching his disciples, and he's using a parable to get them to see what he's saying. He's using a parable because he wants them to see what he's teaching them. What it all boils down here, we're going to get through this, what it all boils down to is opportunity. Somebody say opportunity. God has given each and every one of us opportunity. How are you performing with that opportunity that God has given you? That's my question. Are you giving God a well done performance? We're going to look at what Jesus is covering here. Or maybe we might say what Jesus is uncovering. Some of you might say what he's covering, what he's teaching. Some of you might say, well, what is Jesus uncovering? Well, let's examine it. Let's see what Jesus is showing us right now. Verse number 14. It says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling. No, traveling. As a man traveling into a far, another word to know, far country, who called his servants and delivered unto them his goods. So we got traveling far, his servants, and his goods. Okay, traveling far, what is it suggesting? He's traveling, meaning that he's going somewhere. And you know, when you travel, when you go somewhere, you're not going to stay, amen? You're going to enjoy, or you're going off for some purpose, but you're coming back. So because he was going far, it suggested that he would be gone for a while. Somebody say for a while. Going far for a while. Then it says he gave possessions, his goods to his servants, suggesting he knows what he got. You see, the master knows exactly what he's got. Because they're what? They're his goods. How many know what you got in your house? You know where everything is, where it should be, and how much it's worth to you, amen? So the master knew what he had, but then there's another thing. He also knew his servants' rate. Why? Because they were his servants. We're not talking about Pam's servants. We're not talking about Brother Arnold's servants. He's talking about his servants. So he knows what he's got, and he knows who he's got. Amen? I want you to follow me on this, because God, I want to know, are you going to give God a well done performance? God knows what he's got. I don't know if you know this or not, but God knows exactly what he's got. And somebody say, he knows exactly who I am. God knows his people. Ouch. When we start to think about God knowing his people, then what does God know about you? You see, because let me tell you something. What God knows about you will determine what God knows about you will determine what God will give you of his own goods. Come on, somebody. Come on, I need you to see what Jesus is trying to say here. He's trying to teach a lesson in regards to opportunity. What are you going to do with what God has given you? You see, when we look at this, he says that he gave 5 talents. Then he gave 2 talents, and he gave 1 talent. He gave to each servant according to his several ability. Now get this, you gotta see this. Jesus is trying to teach them a lesson, and he wants them to see what he's saying. So he broke it down to them. He gave 5, 2, and 1. Well, it looks like the only one that had several talents or that had several ability was the 5 guy, right? Because y'all know several means more than 3. Huh? You know, 2 means you got a couple. 1, you just got 1. Seems like the only person that had several ability that was worth anything was the 5 guy. But before you start looking and feeling sorry for the guy that had only 1, that got only 1 talent, I want you to understand this. 1 talent equaled 30,000 denarii. 1 talent equaled 30,000 denarii. 1 denarius equaled 1 whole day's of pay. So imagine your boss paying you today, right now, for 30,000 days of work. Ooh, I heard that whistle. I see you, Grace claiming that will pay me today. Imagine your boss taking, I don't know what your hourly wage is. I don't know what you receive. But imagine your boss says, hey, today, I'm going to take from my goods. I'm going to take from my treasure. Why? Because, Patricia, I want to give this to you. I want to bless you today because I'm going off. I'm going afar. But I want to bless you today with 30,000 days of work in advance. Come on, somebody. Won't he do it? Somebody might not be expecting to receive that blessing, that overflow. But this is what he gave them. So what is he saying? What am I saying right now? Don't feel sorry for the guy with 1 because he had plenty. He had plenty. He had plenty to work with. Now let's look at what Jesus is saying. The Lord has given to each and every one of you his servants. Are you a servant of God today? I'm not just talking to the adults, I'm talking to our children on today. Are you a servant of God? Do you serve God Almighty? Why? Because if that's the case, then the Lord has given to each and every one of his servants. He's given to each and every one of us. He has given to each and every one of his servants what we need to give him the performance that he desires. Come on, somebody, you've been slowful. You're not giving God your all. But what I'm trying to tell you today is that God has already blessed you with what you need to give him a desired performance. You might look at these other guys and say, well, he was given 5 and he was given 2. But I want you to look at it this way. All I need is 1. Huh? Do I have anybody in the house today that feels like all I need is 1? You might look at what somebody else has, and it might look like, you know what, they got all the chances in the world, but all I need is 1. Do I have a witness in the house today that can say, all I need is 1, because Lord, when you give me my 1 opportunity, I will give you a well-done performance. Anybody ready for that 1 chance? Anybody ready to give God that desired performance? Anybody in your spirit right now, you're looking around and saying, Lord, all I see, now it changes perspective now. See, the person that got 5, that means that, you know what, I don't know, but for whatever reason, you just can't get it right. All I need is 1. You look around and some people might be blessed. You look around and some people got this and they got that and this happened for them and that happened to them and they got this opportunity and they got that opportunity. But guess what? All I need is 1. Are you going to give God what he's looking for? Are you going to keep on looking at what everybody else got? You see, you're so focused on what everybody else got. You're so caught up on they got this and they got that you're not even ready to give God what God desires. Some of us, our one opportunity is right in front of our face, but we're so busy looking at everybody else's chances, we're not even focused on our own. And God keeps on opening that one door for you. It's like that one opportunity. What I mean by opportunity is that one thing that you need. It's like this door opened and it had